hi, I'm the Rifter, and this is my day off. That's a pretty good day today. Woke up, took a nap with the baby Rifter, which he's over here looking cute as ever. I would show you him right now, but I'm driving. So kind of I talk about serious topics sometimes, but today will be no different. Today I would like to talk about divorce. You alright, little guy? You liking that chapstick? Okay. I didn't give him a stick of chapstick. I put some chapstick on his lips before we left. And don't worry, Mrs. the Rifter and I are not getting divorced. Not even close. I was sending text messages to my dad today, and it just started making me think about everything. So not just my life in general and how I am, and how maybe I would have turned out if things had gone differently. I definitely wouldn't have met my wife if my parents would not have gotten divorced. And I know that's a double negative and not a proper sentence, but I don't care. I don't really care to fix it. Parents, if you're thinking about getting divorced, you're entitled to your happiness, blah, 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 blah. But if you have children, you really need to think about this before you do something. Which, again, I'm not blaming my mom. I know exactly who was at fault for the divorce. I'm just saying, get some counseling, get some help. And I understand sometimes there's just irreconcilable differences. I completely understand that. And I know, who am I to judge you? I'm the Rifter. It's kind of what I do. I just judge people all day long. Not that it does any good or has any, it doesn't scan. Just think about it before you do it. Get some help. Exhaust all opportunities. If your wife's a raging whore, get her some help. If your husband's a man hooker, he needs help. Something needs to happen. Let me draw you a diagram. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to draw a diagram about being a hooker. No. Although I will draw a diagram. So in my life, I had my mom and my dad and my two brothers. And the way I see my wife's family interact with each other, they're more, I don't know, they say that adversity brings people closer together, or adversity makes for an interesting life. That's definitely true. But I can't remember the saying. I'm just going to say adversity builds character, because pretty much anything you say and then you put builds character afterwards almost works. There was me, my mom, my dad, and my two brothers. The way I see my wife's family interact with each other, of course they have their little spats and tiffs and whatever, but everybody does. But the difference is they're more tightly knit, I guess. I'm trying to say that I don't know, there's a lot of truth coming out in this. There's a lot of truth coming out in this video, and it just how I pictured everything, I guess, or how I experienced life. And maybe if there's anybody out there going through a divorce, or if their parents are divorced, maybe this will help you. Maybe it's just the same way you feel or have felt in your life when you were younger. My God, I hope there are not children watching this channel. I cannot stress that enough. I don't have any of my content marked for children. I don't know, they interact more often, which they're all pretty social. Me, I was not social. Like when I was younger, I was really social. Heck, they used to say I was going to be the mayor, okay? Or I was going to run for mayor, because I would go up to people and it's like, hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. My social security number is... Oh, in the comments down below, whatever your social security number is, if that was in dollars, how rich would you be? Do not put how rich you would be in the comments down below, you moron. So my mom, my dad, and my two brothers, there's quite a gap between us. That could have something to do with it, but I don't really think so. I mean, partly because they were kind of jerks to me when I was little. I mean, they were. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. And I'm sure I was a little turd too, but, you know, they're older. They should know better. I can't quite remember how much older they are than me, and that's part of the problem. When you have a broken home or a divorced home, there's a lot of disconnection between family members. And I mean, you would think that that would bring you all closer together. I honestly believe it just tore us further apart. When my parents got divorced, my brother, Justin Rifter, stayed behind when we moved away. He was just graduating high school, or he was about to, and he had a girlfriend for years. They were high school sweethearts. They got married, and they just, I don't know. I didn't see much of him anymore. And I know I'm an adult. I could drive down there and visit. Life happens. I mean, everybody has their own journey. God, I hate quotes, but I love using them ironically. But yeah, that was the first major thing that really, I don't know, put things into perspective when I was a child, because I was 9 when we made a big move into my aunt's house, because my dad pretty much left us, I want to say destitute. I mean, he canceled car insurance while my mom was driving her car. She didn't even know. Credit card debt she was left with. a lot of crap. But anyway, I'm here more to talk about the familial bond. So after we left and moved really far away, I didn't see him for a long time. I still haven't. Sorry, brother. I do love you. Life happens. What can I say? Then my brother Brett Rifter, he lived. Honestly, nothing against my brother. He was kind of a rebel, like a real rebel, and I didn't really see much of him when we moved. So I pretty much became an only child suddenly. And I understand, they're my brothers. They grow up, they're men. They want to get out and they want to do their own things, and that's fine. They both left the house pretty young. I, fortunately enough, which this is going to make me sound like a total mooch, but I didn't leave the house till I was about 21 or 22. I also didn't get married till I was 30, because I honestly there wasn't anybody I thought that highly of until I met my wife, which, love you, honey. There's definitely a shattering of a family. And I know it's like, well, this is all common sense, you idiot. Well, I don't need to know this. Well, you really need to stop and think about things, because if you don't, like, this is the first time I've really actually analyzed it without being just ridiculously angry, because it causes a lot of anger. And children, you know, you would think, well, they should know it's not their fault. Well, they don't. And sometimes, I don't know, if I wouldn't have just thrown that one temper tantrum, or maybe if I was a track star, or maybe if I actually liked sports, maybe Dad would have stuck around. I don't know what the problem was. I'm not in my dad's head. And if you're watching this, Dad, I know I've said some pretty bad things to you over the year, which is after the divorce, obviously. This is just more of a truthful video, so if you're watching, you just kind of got to suffer through it, I guess. Or there's a little X up in the top right corner that you can click and just not watch it. So I know I'm trying to get back to my diagram, but I feel like I need to lay some groundwork. But my wife's family, they talk to each other just about every day, if not every other day, weekly basis. Honestly, I can go without talking to my brothers and my mom for months, maybe a year. And it's not for lack of trying, it's just, you know, you get your own family and it's like, I don't know, I guess my life sucks sometimes, and my job's hard some days, but it's nothing that I can't handle. And I think it was the adversity in the divorce that actually forced me to deal with things on a certain level. I don't know how I'm going to draw this as a diagram, but I've got me, my mom, my dad, my two brothers. My wife has her brother. My wife has her mom and dad, her brother, and then her, of course. I don't know. I mean, it may have something to do with them living all near each other, but my family's pretty much spread all over the U.S. I'm not 100% certain where my dad lives anymore. My mom is about 7 hours away. My brother, Brett Rifter, he is, God, I don't know, 15 hours away maybe, 16, 17, 18, somewhere around there. And then my other brother, Justin Rifter, he is at least 15 away. So, I mean, and it may have something to do with that. I don't know. I've never really thought that hard about that. If you're contemplating a divorce and you have children, think very hard about what you're going to do to somebody else for the rest of their lives. And I know some of you are like, oh, well, you're just a little bitch, the Rifter. You need to man up. Well, I already have manned up. I've got a wife and a kid, and I think I hold my own, and we take care of our own child. It can destroy lives. I'm not saying my life was destroyed because of my dad or a divorce. It definitely changed me in, I can't really describe to you what way, but it definitely changed me. It forced me to have a very limited set of social skills at one point. Honestly, I hate retail work, but retail work forced me to be social, and I'm still not a social person. So I may be a sociopath, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if sociopaths recognize that they are sociopaths. I know the difference between right and wrong, so I think I'm just an asshole. I'm not sure. If you're a parent and you've got drug addiction or something that is bothering the other members of your family, get help. I'll put some links in the description down below if you're facing addiction or depression. Again, I know I do these episodes every now and then. Eyelash. You think, well, who am I to the Rifter? Well, number one, if you're watching this, you're a fan, obviously. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you hate me and you're hoping I screw up and then you can blast me somewhere. But anyway, I genuinely am concerned for everyone. Maybe not Hitler. He's already dead. And maybe not some terrorists. But honestly, it would be nice if they found help too. Everything, like when you sit back and think about it, everything is interconnected. The butterfly effect is in full swing at all times. And I'm serious. When you try to map something out, like if this happened, if this wouldn't have happened, then this other thing wouldn't have happened. It's amazing how one thing can affect so many different people. Just like that divorce. If that divorce hadn't happened, who knows? This world may be completely different. I know that there's one person who, from my past, and his original name was John Peralta. He changed his name to Bon something or other. I don't know if he stuck with Peralta, but he was a big fan of AC/DC, and he actually legally changed his name to Bon Scott Peralta, maybe. But I'm going to go with his original name because that's how I knew him. So John Peralta, he was into heavy metal, and that's fine. I dabble myself. I like heavy metal. So I went to high school with this guy, and he played the drums, which I didn't know about. We didn't actually start hanging out until after high school, but he heard me sing one day and play guitar, and we were playing, I think it was Korn, yeah, because I hadn't gotten into Slipknot yet. We were jamming out. It was just me on the guitar and him on the drums. There's no bass player. Yeah, it was Blind. That's the song it was. I was playing Blind because he was doing that little on the cymbals, and I'm a sucker for hi-hats. I love good hi-hats. So he heard me sing one day, and he's like, oh, dude, we need to get a band together. And I'm like, Well, I mean, I got a job and I don't know, he had a dream. He actually formed a band like years later after we kind of lost contact, but he never lost my number. So I guess his band it wasn't failing, I don't think, but I don't guess it was living up to what he thought it should be. And he calls me up one night, and he was hammered, but usually people are really truthful when they're drunk. And he calls me up and he's like, dude, man, what you doing, John? I'm like, nothing, I was about to go to bed. What's up, man? I haven't heard from you in a while. He's like, yeah, I'm in Memphis, Tennessee right now, man. Dude, our singer sucks, man. You need to come out on the road with us, man. I need a new singer. I need your voice. I'm like, I was flattered because to me, it's basically just yelling. I mean, anybody can yell, but I guess there's just something about it that really spoke to him when I yelled, sang, I don't know. He called me and I declined. You know, I'm like, I can't, man. I got a girlfriend who was a whore, basically. He's asleep. By the way, you whore. I'm just gonna say that. So his band ended up failing, and he went back home to live with his mom. And one night he wrote up a will. I don't remember the whole story now, but I know that he did write up a will, and he shot himself in the head because he was depressed. He really, really wanted to make it as a musician. Sometimes I can't help but feel that maybe if I would have accepted the offer and just been like, yeah, let's do it, maybe he would still be alive. I mean, it's not fair to place that burden on myself, but you never know what if, and that's why I say that the butterfly effect is always in full swing. My parents never got divorced. Maybe his life would have turned out differently. He never would have met me. I don't know, but sorry to be such a downer. I don't know, I may take you guys into Walmart with me, not sure. So the audio may get really crappy. But if I don't, I'm the Rifter. Yeah, it's pretty much my nightmare. It's still my day off, but remember to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the links down in the description below. And thank you for watching. Bye. Say yes.
No.